or unmute myself as well, that you see a picture. Just 3 o'clock, people are on time. Quite an intimate session. So, but we want to, in case of time, we want to kick off the session and not lose too much time. We already appreciate it very much that you take your time spending with us the next 45 minutes and talking about private pool and how having your own participant pool can transform your UX research. Thank you very much for joining this webinar. And my name is Dave. I'm Chief Customer Officer at Testing Time, working at the company since 3.5 years. My heart beats for customers since ever. And really my focus, my goals are providing the best possible solutions to our clients' problems, responsible for delivering a great customer experience with the whole team. I'm outdoor fascinated husband and father of 2 girls living close to Zurich. And today with me is Matthias Holz, who will also quickly introduce himself.
Yeah, hi everyone. I am Customer Success Manager at Testing Time, joined the company back in 2019. I started as an account manager, but switched roles in early 2021. That means I'm not so much involved with sales to new customers anymore, but I'm more responsible for bigger customers or those with more complex setups, such as private pool customers. And that means I'm coordinating private pool onboardings whenever a new customer enters the stage. And also after that, I'm trying to make and keep private pool customers happy. And as a side note, I'm living next to Cologne, so I'm one of the remote people working for Testing Time.
Cool. Thank you very much, Matthias. And before we jump into the topic, the ones who don't know us, just give a little introduction about Testing Time. That's a relatively old picture, but I still love it. It's we had a team event and we did a graffiti, an official one, so no worries. And kind of shows our passion and our commitment for Testing Time as well, recruiting test users day in, day out for our client base. We have been incorporated 2015 in Zurich by Oli and Rito, our founders who are still on board. We have subsidiaries in Germany and in the UK, but serving clients across Europe. There are approximately 2,000 clients who actively order test users with our platform. And today, approximately 24 employees, also across Europe. And very important milestone in our history is since 2021, we belong to the Norstat Group. That's a Norwegian data collection company, which is focusing on data analytics and market research. And we have a great match, or found a great match to kind of enrich our portfolios. We bring a lot of UX research knowledge and technology, and they bring a lot of market research, data analytics, and with that, we can enrich our portfolios and serve our clients even better. We stay under Testing Time. The brand is still the same, and so not much changed from this perspective. Now, that's about us. Now, let's talk about private pool, or what's behind private pool. You can also say participant pool, test user pool, whatever name. In our terms, we talk about private pool. And if I have now pictured this in your mind, I have already achieved a lot, because that's kind of the stage, or the end stage we want to see you as clients. Then we want to kind of giving you freedom, giving you peace when you think about your next user research, conducting your next user research. Then we believe you shouldn't spend too much time on find participants, scheduling them, replace them in case of no-shows, do incentive payments, growing your pools. So that's really where we focus on, and that you can focus on research. The difference before we jump in from private pool to public pool, which is our standard product, which all the clients can use, is simply that you have your own participant pool. Either you bring already a pool or we grow and build one together. This means you as a client exclusively recruit out of this pool and no one else can use these test users for their research because it's also very specific to the target group you want to talk to. Now, in the next 4 slides, I would like to give you a bit of more insights into our 4 core problem statements we're going to solve, or clients often have when they ask themselves, why do I need my own pool of test users? First one is, most important one, you want to understand your users on a deeper level. Short example here, we have a client in the medical sector. This client has huge difficulties to accessing individuals with chronic disease. Sounds simpler than it is. I mean, there are many people, unfortunately, out there who suffer from this, but it takes a lot of effort to find these people, contact these people, motivate these people to join a pool, to do tests, et cetera, et cetera. So we came together and offered our platform plus the service on top, and sat together with the client, identified the profiles which they need for executing their studies, and then with our pool growth manager started with campaigns approaching potential test users based on the profile and ask them for joining these clients' test user pool. Then we had a co-branded landing page where these people were able to sign themselves up in the pool and were stored in the pool. From day one till today, we've been able to acquire 1,500 test users, which are now in that pool. And with a couple of clicks now, the client can now recruit test users out of that pool. And that's a great gain they have now. So no effort for them. They can really focus on what counts for them the most, meaning doing user research, gaining knowledge from their users. In this case, they were really able to improve their injection devices and develop that product further so that it's a lot more user-friendly. Second part is costs. So in general, we say for research operations, you have to approximately allocate 1 full-time equivalent. And this is a quote from one of our clients. There is always not enough budget for user research. So we discussed together and created a business case and said, look, you could save that money, or a big portion of that money, use our platform and our service for maintaining your pool. In this case, the client already has his own pool. Means what we did is we imported all his test users into our pool. We built a co-branded user journey and started to recruit these test users from that pool, with the effect that the client was able to save that research operations budget and put it over and invest it into UX research, with the big benefit of investing a lot more effort in developing great products for their clients, instead of wasting a lot of effort in scheduling, finding the people, paying the people, etc. Another huge topic, the third one, is data protection and compliance. Not only our bank and insurance clients, I think that also resonates with all of you, has high expectation when it comes to data security and data protection. We don't want to have cases where names or where some other stuff are getting public, and there we invest a lot into building a secure platform. As well, all the data which are hosted hosted in the EU on servers that are in the EU. And for security measurement, we have a data processing agreement in place with each client that regulates clearly who is owning what and who is doing what. Important to mention, you still own the data. That's compared to our public pool a bit different. There we own the test user data. In this case, our clients still own the test user data, and that has a huge advantage because it's for them. They or can exclusively test with this data, and in any case, they can also extract the data and use it for something else. It's as well important, no other clients are going to use or have access to this test user data. It's clearly just reserved for the client. Then the fourth element, which I would like to mention, is often you are unable to directly approach your test users or offer them an incentive. Here, many clients have an anti-bribery policy in place, which clearly restricts them for talking to their users, which then, of course, has an impact on, I don't want to approach my clients or users if they want to be part of a test user pool. And there, with our incentive module, we can play kind of the platform in between to transfer incentives from us to the test user. You have the possibility to say, I would like to transfer money. You have the possibility to also use vouchers, or you can also say, if you test with internal employees, there is no incentive to associate it to that. Furthermore, as well, again, to mention here, we gonna make sure that we contact your potential test users. So we find them, we motivate them to join the platform and kind of streamline that whole process. With having that said, wrapping up, we have 6 benefits of having your participant pool with testing time. It's the personal support and automated service that sits on top of the platform. So one is the platform, the technology, but there is a huge service component associated to our license. And there you don't have to care about everything. We maintain, we find, we schedule, replace, and pay your test users. You have unlimited recruiting. So within that package, you can test as much as you want, as with many test users you like. You have advanced screening, means you can have as many criteria as you would like for finding the right test users. Flexible incentive management, I already mentioned. You can decide, depending on your target group, do I want to pay 50 euros? Do I want to pay 100 euros? You can also say, I pay out in vouchers. Depending, there you have the full flexibility. Manage and monitor, so you have access, Matthias will show that a bit later, to your pool. You see the health of your pool, you see which profiles you have. Do I need to invest in pool growth? Do I have the right industry covered, etc.? And of course, at the end, everything is GDPR compliant. So I hope that this resonates with a couple of problems you face, and to give you a little bit more meat on the bone now, how it looks like, how it's in the back end, how test users see the whole process, what possibilities you have as a client, work with our private pool manager. I hand over now to Matthias, who will guide you through. Thank you very much, Matthias.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. So first thing is quickly switching presenter roles here so that I'm in control. So where is it? There we go. I hope you can see that. If not, please let me know. Yeah, as Dave said, I would like to tell you a bit more about the operational side of the whole thing. So giving you a very high level overview, what does all of this in terms of private pool involve? First of all, if we look at the most common cases we have and the most regular ones, it's about accessing people that are in some way coming from one of your channels, like from your newsletters, from a certain point of your user journeys, maybe also from some social media ads you might have been spreading, or the mobile app where you can integrate something like an ad with a sign-up link to a thing like a private pool. They've also mentioned some examples that we imported existing users that you already have in the back end. We can also partly assist you with acquiring test users with some more or less handmade measures. But the most common case is that you make use of a thing we call the co-branded landing page. That's a page that's supposed to guide people to sign up to your private pool, which is hosted by us. Once they have clicked on the sign up and done the sign up, they are on your platform. And from there, they are basically available to recruitments, meaning they go into screening processes and recruiting processes once they have been ordered by you. And I will tell you a bit more about what the whole process looks like for you as a potential researcher using us, but also for the test users who sign up to the pool and then get recruited. Starting with the very first and one of the most important things, test user registrations. As I mentioned, there's a thing we've got in place calling the co-branded landing page. It's basically based on a template that we have built and that you can adapt to your own needs, or let's be more precise, we adapt it based on the content you give us. And then it's transporting your message to potential new test users from your target group with all the explanation that requires. So text elements, images, headlines are flexible as long as the layout is more or less the same. That's something we help you with. And the overall purpose of these pages is always to get people to the sign up page to make them register to your pool. Talking about sign up, there's also, let's say, a side option you might want to go for. Some customers didn't ask us to build that co-branded landing page. They simply used their own environment, their own page, or their own website environment to get people to that sign up link. In that case, we only hand over the sign up link to you. And then you integrate it into your own environment. But regardless which option you go for, the result will be that people hit the sign up button you saw, and then they register to the pool. And initially, this is a very simple and short process. It's usually done within, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes. As you can see, new test users are only asked to enter very, very few basic data about themselves, like name and gender, date of birth, place of residence, language skills. Optionally, also a photo of themselves and some basic contact information. After that, they are asked to confirm terms and conditions and data privacy policy, and then they get a mail which asks them to perform the double opt-in, meaning to confirm their mail address. Once they've done that, they are members of the pool already, and they receive a welcome page and a welcome email like that, which you can also feel free to personalize with your own image and your own wording, your own welcome message. And combined with that, you might also do something even more impactful than that, which is asking those people a few initial questions that are more closely linked to your specific business case. Meaning, for instance, if you are working for a healthcare company like Ipsomed, one of our customers, you might ask questions around that, or you might ask people things about their insurance contracts, their telco contracts, or their shopping behavior, whatever your business case is about. You can specify and customize these questions together with us to make new test users answer these things about themselves, so that you've got a pretty clear impression about what kind of people do you have in your pool that just entered it. And once these people are there, you can also access that data and see everything on a nice looking dashboard with a few charts. Just as a side explanation, of course, we didn't use a real pool here for explanation purposes. It's just a demo environment. That's why the test user numbers are so low. Usually they would be much bigger. But I think it should show the idea. And it's not that just that you can display data, you can also browse through the pool in the way that you can see how different answers to the different questions people have given to demographic or other aspects overlap, so that you get a very precise image about what kind of people do you have in your pool, and to what extent do you have a chance to get people for your next user test that is aiming at a very, very different specific sub-target group within your private pool. And besides that, I often heard that customers, well, they've got their stakeholders, their budget holders within the company they do research for, and these people want to know what kind of pool they have with what people in it, and this is a way to browse through it and show them what you've got and what's justifying the investment in the private pool solution from testing time. So in the end, it's all about that thing that you see in that orange little button now. It's about recruiting test users. Once the pool is filled with a decent amount of users, you can start recruitments. I don't really want to go into too much detail about how this order form of testing time works, because that has been already covered in webinars we did before. You can see them on our website. But there are two key differences to regular public pool recruitments if you have a private pool. The first of them is, of course, logically, you can choose between the pools. You can still use our public pool, but then you can also use your own private pool. Just mentioning again, this public pool, in fact, and in real life, it's much bigger than 270 users. That's just the demo environment again. And if you've got more than one private pool, you can choose between the pools. And another aspect is, since the private pool product is based on a subscription, which includes all the recruitment costs, you don't have to pay extra fees per recruitment. So that's all included, unlike if you were recruiting from the public pool. Talking about incentives, that's the only thing that will be charged separately. And that's also another difference within the order form that you will see if you have a private pool, because in case of having a private pool, you can still ask us to pay out incentives and get that part done by us. But there's also the second option, which is handle the incentive management yourself, which means that you've got a free text field where you can announce to test users what they will actually get for participations. For instance, it's something like, we will send you a voucher code for our online shop, or even we will send you a physical product to your personal address once you've participated successfully. That's up to you, and that can be determined by you. Or in case you are very confident and you have a specified B2B pool, for instance, where people are very eager to take part in your tests, you can also say, I won't pay any incentive because the work itself is their reward for everything they do. It's not the standard option, but we've got some specified pools which actually make use of that option, because people are just well, very closely linked to their to the researchers and to the companies that their software is coming from. So you might ask yourself, what does it take from you to get this product for you, this private pool for you, up and running? And since it's basically a one-slide topic, I can tell you it's not so much work, actually. It's pretty easy to build your co-branded user journey within that pool and get your pool set up in place. It's a solution based on modules, so not everything is customizable, but a huge part of the different elements, mails, and the landing page are mentioned. So all we would need from you, in case you want to set up your private pool with us, is a few headlines, text elements, images, and a few decisions about things like the pool's name, the sender name that's supposed to pop up in the test user's inbox if they receive a test invitation, the name of your team account on our platform, and also about your team itself, meaning who is supposed to be member or even an admin of it and can access it. These are the things you have to tell us. We will help you a lot with asking for these things and delivering them in a way that's makes it easy for you. So saying something very sportive here, it is possible to get a new private pool going within 1 week. I would say it is a bit sportive, but it is possible depending on how fast you deliver us your content. Then we can be very fast here, because for us it's just a modular solution with things we can put together very quickly, and then we are ready for a test run. Some success stories, some feedback we received from different customers we have. First of all, some logos, some companies that are already working with us in the field of private pool. I suppose you will recognize a few of these logos. You might also assume that there's quite a variety in terms of company size, and there also is a variety in terms of research team sizes. For instance, some research teams that are working with us have only 2 people, the others have 20 or more, and we from testing time don't even know how many exactly. That's very flexible. Some specific statements, for instance, Efolor, that's a vendor or a Swiss vendor of photo books, on-demand printed calendars, and other lovely on-demand printed products. So it's a B2C company. Sarah is one of our researchers that has been working with us and using the private pool for quite a few years by now, and she's very happy that she can integrate these dedicated user community's feedback into her usability research process all the time, and that we as testing time are there to take that burden from her back, which would be taking care of recruitment ops, which we cover. She just tells us what kind of users are needed for which moment, and then we are getting this done. Similarly, Felix from Swisscom, so one of our telco customers, is very happy that we are so fast in delivering difficult profiles, so that we help his research colleagues and himself to deliver test users from difficult profiles within very, very few time. Typical feedback we get besides this is what we hear again and again: recruitment of test users becomes easy and convenient when using our private pool as a product. We feel and we see that UX teams integrate us into their daily routines a lot, and let us handle recruitment ops and allow them to focus on the research, the thing they really want to do, because they don't like to handle recruitment ops. We have got this reputation of being supportive, fast, and friendly. So here again and again that it's also fun to use us. And besides that, in case target groups that the whole research of your company is about are very specialized, people are grateful that we can deliver them people that are test users that are hard to acquire, such as people that have certain diseases and impairments, or are coming from narrow B2B profiles. So basically that was our fast journey through the world of testing time private pool. And I think now there would be time for your questions in case you have any.
Yes, cool. Thank you very much, Matthias. It would be great if you can unmute, or if you like as well, turn on your camera. Then we have it a bit more personal since we are a small group. Up to you. But yeah, here for questions, things you would like to know a bit better or understand. I hope you are all not talking while you're muted. So maybe giving it another try if there are questions.
I have a question,
Yes.
a short one. So we have a private pool, but sometimes I want to have a usability test with 4 people from the private pool and 4 people from the public pool. Is it possible to order these people together, these 8 people, and not having 2 different projects during the order process?
So, good question. Well, let's say operationally on our platform, you would need 2 orders to place that. You would basically order from one pool, launch it, then you can copy it. You don't have to enter everything again and then launch, for instance, the public pool backup or second order. So technically, these are 2 projects, but we can send you a bundled invoice if that helps. I don't know what's the relevance.
Yeah, just having one project and not copying it. This is how I do it in the past, to copy it. But for the age, I mean, it would be easier. It is not a radio button. It would be easier that I can choose from both, and I can say half private pool, half public pool.
Yeah. I think it's a good requirement till now, also from a technical point of view, since we have the pool separated and need to have it separated somehow from a data protection perspective. We have 2. Yes, it needs this click to copy it and then double check and then place the next one. The good thing is you can have it in all in one license. So you have an amount of public pool orders plus a private pool orders. So there are, if you buy the complete package, you don't have any additional costs. Either you recruit from public or from private. Technology wise, at the moment, we still need these 2 projects to access the 2 different pools.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can live with it. It was just a question.
No, all good, and we love it because it generates for us new ideas. Matthias is always talking to products, what our clients need. If many clients have the same need, then I think the chance is high that product or our engineering team will convince them to enhance the product based on your feedbacks. That's always very welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the answer.
Mm-hmm. So, any more questions?
I have one. What is your recommendation on the frequency that we should contact the participant of our pool? Because I think that they are different from a participant from a classic pool, because they are only going to answer a survey or usability test for our products. So I don't know if you have a recommendation about that, about the frequency.
Yeah, it's also a good question, because that's thing that many researchers think about, of course. Basically, let's say what we generally say is, in case you don't have a research or an actual research product at least once a month, we would recommend that it makes sense to send them or to give them something maybe once a month to make sure they don't forget they're in the pool, or that they get too
that
cold.
was another question that I have, how to animate the pool and
Yeah, I mean, what a bunch of customers of ours with the smaller research teams, where it can happen that people don't have so many research projects every week or whatever, do is that they like to send them a short activation survey. Maybe the survey looks like it was relevant, although you're just just send it out to activate people, and that's a trick we can recommend there.
Thank you.
Hope, yeah, thank you very much, Jordana, for your questions. Hope has answered it. Very good point, and we help always our clients with ideas all around that topics. We have Nora, who is our pool growth manager. She is very much involved in this in the beginning, but also during the process of how to activate the clients, how to bring in new test users. That's all included, and you have always access to get consultant services there from her. All right. Other questions? Then silence always means we have enough seen or learned, or everything was super clear and no questions. If questions are popping up, then of course you have now our contact. You can always approach us through LinkedIn, but as well through our mobile or email addresses. Matthias and myself will be always happy to answer questions. If you have a specific need, let us know. We come together, can work on the solution or on the problem statements you have, draft a good solution for you, which frees you up from the hassle of recruiting and scheduling tasks, that you can more focus on the actual topic, means user research, at the end developing great products your customers love. With that, flipping to the last slide, we would like to say thank you very much for taking the time today for this webinar, and yeah, have a great the rest of Tuesday. It's here in Zurich, it's amazing weather. I hope it's all on your ends as well. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much again for the time, and speak to you hopefully very soon. Thank you very much. Thank you, Matthias, as well, Maggie in the background for organizing that webinar. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye-bye.